Joe here, One Step FX. I'm going to start doing a daily sort of my trading day type video, just to help with my own accountability, really. So I doubt many people will watch these, but if you do, thank you. It's just to recap the trades I've taken during the day. If they're good trades, if they're bad trades, if they're profitable, they lost, just to track my own progress really, and I can go back at any time and see what trades were good, what worked, what didn't work, etc, etc. So just before I was about to record this video, there is a setup that has occurred on the USD yen. As I mentioned yesterday on my weekly outlook, I have been looking for long opportunities on this pair to the upside, and I will go over the trades that I've taken so far and that type of thing. But at the moment, as you can see, the EMAs have been fanning out. So when I drop down, obviously they're moving away from the 8 EMA. When I've dropped down to the 5-minute chart, there is a valid setup there. So I have got my orders placed ready for this setup. So as we can see, price pushed up, it's pulled back down into the 8 EMA, and everything is set. So I just need to actually change that to 12 pips, because it's not a 9 pip, it needs to be 3 pips. I'll just adjust my orders accordingly. This thing, I'm not perfect, I'm just human, so I just realised that when I've gone in here, the stop loss was in the wrong place. I'll just update my orders. And this is the thing, sometimes you can rush and you can put the wrong numbers in, and it happens. No one's perfect. And this is the side, I think, of Forex that you don't see. It's the little human error mistakes. Everyone, you watch all these videos, as I do, and everyone's, executing with precision. And I'm sure you will get to that stage when you've been doing it for a very long time and you are a consistent trader. But myself, I'm still demo trading, so all these are on a demo trade, just to make sure that I know what I'm doing works, so that when I do come to put some money in, I've got the best possible chance of being successful. So there we go, update the stop. So it's a 12 pip stop. So target one's at 12 pips, and target 2 is 24 pips, giving us 36 pips overall, with the right risk reward profile, which I again on this trade it will work out at both positions equaling 0.5% of risk. So that's the one set up there, so we can take a look at that, and we'll get rid of that now just so I can go back over the trade. So just to start with, on the 4-hour chart, I have taken I took one position this morning, there's 2 positions. The first one was a setup similar to what we looked at there. So when I looked at the chart this morning, price had been pushing away from the EMA. So around here we've seen the price action coming up, and it was a good trade in the sense that I entered for the right reasons. What happened was the price came and stopped me out. So we just go back down here. So what happened? This was the trade. The EMAs were pushing away on the 1 hour. That's what I want, confirmation. On the 5-minute, dropped down. Price pushed up and pulled back into the EMA. On this trade, I think I may have been a little bit early, but I thought, this was a good setup. So it's all price would pull back into the EMA. Price was pushing away, so I put my orders in. Orders got filled. Unfortunately, price did come back down and just stop me out of those positions. So that wasn't the greatest start to the day. But I also used this pullback into the 8 EMA as the reason for a larger swing trade. So on the hour, if I go to the 4-hour actually, so I used the 5-minute as an entry, and then as I mentioned yesterday, I was looking at the larger swing. So this is the trade, he says. No, that's not the trade. Where are are you two? No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Where are you? There we go, the very first one. So this is the swing trade I'm in at the moment. So yeah, I did get stopped out on the shorter time frame, but what I was looking at is this. So we've had, from this swing low to this swing high, we've had price come up and hit the 618. And what I was looking for was a reason to be able to get long. So I could see on the 4 hour especially this morning that the price had pushed away from the EMAs. We're in a sort of bullish momentum. So the target I've taken is, as I mentioned again yesterday on my swing trades, it is the 127 extension. So I'm trying to see if I think actually it was on the daily I was looking at these targets. There we go, on the daily. So I think what I'm looking at would help if I actually knew what I was looking at, wouldn't it? I was looking at this as it was the larger daily swing is. Oh, that can't be right. That can't be right, sorry. There we go. Gordon Bennett, you know what I mean? But hey, you know, it's raw, it's this you know, just shows I am not perfect in any shape or form. But what we've had on the daily, and it was trying to capitalise on the bigger move as well, is we've had this 618 move. What I was looking at earlier is there was another 618 move. So we've hit the 618, and on the daily I'm looking at the 127 extension, which again, it does line up with some further, you know, structure to the left. But that's a bigger swing. If I was looking at that 4 hour swing, obviously we'd be looking at hitting targets in and around now. But that's what we've got on the daily. So that's the larger sort of one, I guess, bigger swing trade I would look to take. And I am in, so that's obviously going well. I have moved my stop to break even at the moment, so that trade is risk free. So I just want to show you that position. I have taken a couple of other trades on the pound yen. So let's drop back down to the 1 hour and just quickly going back here. What we've got was this setup here. So again, price had started to push away. So we had some sort of consolidation, price to push down, but then eventually it had respected the 8 EMA and started to push away. So again, this afternoon, looking down at the 5-minute chart, you can see that price had started to push up. We pulled back down into the 8 EMA. Price came close, but it didn't close below what I would class as a clean break. So what I'm looking at to cancel the order is price to close, and if the second candle had closed down at that point, I would have closed the trade. That's one thing I've learned from back testing this strategy, is that sometimes without clear, you know, if we had this sort of setup here where it closed and closed lower, that would have been validated. But as you can see, hit target 1s and target 2s. And that was, you know, 30 pips in total on that particular trade, so that was good. And as it stands, we're still currently sort of pushing towards the entry on this trade here. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, it looks like it could still be going up, so I'm happy with that. That's the pound yen, so we'll see if this trade plays out. Euro USD, if it would like to actually function. Come on, trading view. No thanks. Goodness me. Euro USD. So Euro USD just goes to 4 hours. So this morning, as I was saying yesterday, I was expecting a bit of a pullback into, it was mainly this 8 EMA here. And I did rush into a trade this morning, you know, woke up, got excited, it's Monday morning, yeah, brilliant. And that was a bad trade. Not because it lost, but because I just jumped into it. There was no need to jump into that trade, and that trade has now, because I've had to refresh the chart, it's actually removed the entry. Not to worry, I can show you where it was. So I was looking at short position, and I believe my entry, let's just put this entry, because I was at, entry is at the, what was that, 13,443. 13,443, so this is where we were. I had a 25 pip stop, got stopped out. And this was the first trade, so I got stopped out. What I was then looking at, you can get rid of that, because I am currently in a short trade again. I waited for a pullback into the 618. Now, the price didn't actually hit the 618, you know, didn't actually touch, but what I was looking at is the fact that price had pushed up, but price had really retraced, and we didn't close higher than this wick here, which was my reason for entry. So we got near the 618, and the trade itself, I entered at 113,739, which was here. So that was my entry. This trade also had a 25 pip stop, which I've since moved to break even. So this one's risk free as well. And the target for this trade is going to be at 13, almost 13 flat, 13.03. And again, the reason for this, if you can guess, would be the fib extension and the 127. So what we're looking at here is something like this. So that's the sort of trade we're looking at. So it's 13.04 there. Just make sure that's all locked in. Okay. Well, 13.004. Just modify that. So that was the swing trade. So that one's currently running. I don't believe the only other trades I'm currently in are a short trade at the moment for this pair. Now the reason for this was, as you can see here, the EMAs have just crossed, but what I was looking at earlier was the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour tells a different story from the 1 hour. So even though price has pulled back up into the 21, when it rejected, you can see that we've still got the EMAs fanning out, which in my mind is still a good indication that price is going to go lower. So when I drop down to the 5-minute chart to look for these entries, and this is the thing I'm developing, is using the higher time frames as well. What is it with this chart and the 5-minute it doesn't like? For some reason at the moment, oh there we go. So what I saw was this setup here. So again, on the 5-minute you could tell that price would start to fan out. Now the positions I've got, I was looking at this move here. So the stop, or the entry I should say, was at 13,470. Which is 3 pips below that area there. So it was here that we were triggered. So just put this 470, and the stop on this trade is at 6.1. So 13.61. So 14 pip stop. We've got 28 pip total position for the second trade, and as you can see, you know, currently sort of going up and down, up and down. So we'll see what happens with this trade. I'm still confident that it will go on to hit those targets. And again, it's more a case of looking at these trades and what, I don't know why the euro is going a bit strange there, but we'll close that. We'll leave that page. It's just looking at these techniques that I can do. But when you start to trade, or if you are a trader and you have been for some time, you know how it's quite a solitary endeavour. So this is just my way of holding myself accountable, because if you're not keeping a diary, or you're not doing a blog of some sort or a diary, you'll just go through it as I have in the past, not really looking at, I'll just shrug it off, meh, that's right, never mind, whatever, doesn't matter. So this is just my way. If I post these videos up, I don't want to be putting videos up and saying, yeah, I didn't do that right, break the rules here, didn't do this right, break the rules there. Don't worry, I thought it was going up, so I just thought I'd jump in. I can't do that. By doing this, I want people to watch these videos and go, oh yeah, what he's doing is actually working, and maybe this is something that I can do as well, because if it's working for him, it might work for me. And that was my philosophy when I saw this strategy. The scalping one is from Forex Signals TV, so you know, we'll see. So at the moment, this trade, we'll see if it breaks below and closes below, so I cancel the orders. But that's all I want to do for today. Quick little update. So we'll leave it there. I'll come back tomorrow and we can take a further look at what trades I take tomorrow and see if things pan out.